Okay, so this is exciting. Here we go with food tracking. Download MyFitnessPal. I'm going to walk you through it. The goal is to show you 2 different days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I hardly take breaks. So it's going to be good for you guys to see how I manage my energy balance on those days. Tuesday, Thursday, I have lighter days, meaning I get to actually sleep in for a couple hours. I get to allow myself a more flexible diet on those days because I have more time to prepare. So you're going to get to see both. Best of both worlds. It's awesome. Here is my hook line, okay, which is going to hopefully wake you guys up. This is something no trainer will ever tell you. Calories, as long as you have your calorie energy balance set to a calorie deficit, it does not matter what you eat. That's right. I said it. You'll never hear that. One, it's because they're not educated enough to tell you those types of things. Or two, they want to keep you slave to their meal plans and keep making money off of you. These magic meal plans that they want you to follow. I want you guys to be smart enough to create your own path. And if my energy balance, let's say my calorie deficit lands me at 2,300 calories. It does not matter if all 2,300 were for breakfast. I just don't eat the rest of the day. It doesn't matter if all 2,300 are at 11 p.m. That's right. It makes no difference. As long as I don't exceed my calorie deficit, I will not gain a single pound. I will lose weight. Meal timing means nothing, okay? The second biggest thing that I mentioned is the content. If my energy balance is 2,300 to lose fat and lose weight, all 2,300 could be pizza. Carbs do not make you fat. Extra calories do. That's right. So I could have half of a pizza for breakfast, half of a pizza for lunch, and then breadsticks for dinner. If my number at the end of the day is 2,300 calories, I will lose weight. All 2,300 could be beer. All 2,300 could be White Claw. Okay, that would be 23 White Claws. I could have 23 White Claws every single day, and I would still lose weight. Wake up. Okay, calorie deficit is the only true way to lose weight. Now, I don't want to think about the health implications that would happen if you did that. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you to start looking towards a more sustainable approach. Mostly healthy foods, but those cheat meals and those unhealthy meals, those sweets, they're not the end of it's not the end of the world. You're not going to gain fat because you had a bag of chips. You're going to gain fat because you went over on your calories. So, with that being said, let's strive for 80-20. Majority of your food, healthy and sustainable sources, and then 20% for fun. That's sustainable. Okay, there is no good food or bad food, especially when you're trying to lose weight. So I'm going to show you all this now. In the comments, I'm going to put hand measures. That's right, hand measures, because none of us are going to be the a-hole following around a food scale and taking a food scale out to dinner. What do you do when you're out at a party? You're going to break out a food scale? You're going to weigh your food and put it in bins and bring it to a party? No. You're going to eye up what's on the plate based on your hands. That's the best way you can do it till you can eat intuitively. Follow me through this. I'm also going to put in macro sheets. If you're short on an item, here's what you eat. You need more protein, here's what you eat. The goal here is to learn what's in front of us on our plate. Okay, so here we are inside MyFitnessPal. You're going to download this app. I'm going to click Me, and we're going to do Update Goals. Okay, here's my current weight. You're going to set that. I'm set at 175 pounds. It doesn't matter what your weekly goal is. I'm going to show you all the hacks. So ignore weekly goal. Activity level, I put very active, but that doesn't matter because we're not eating back calories that we earn in this app. That is wrong. You also don't need the pro level. See how I have locked screens there? You just need the most basic version of this app, and it's free. Now, nutrition goals, carbs, fats, protein, fat goals. Customize your goals. You're going to click that. I'm going to set mine. Remember, my energy balance for fat loss is 2,300. how I arrived at that, you need to go back to video 1. Carbs. We want to land somewhere between 40 and 60% carb. We want to land between 20 and 35% protein and 20 and 30% fats. This is what works for me. Remember, I told you the main goal is calories. The second goal is protein, carbs, and fats. That is preference based on how you feel. So I'm going to set mine here to 40% carbs. I'm going to do 35% protein. I'm going to do 25% fats, leaving me at 230 grams of carbs per day, 201 grams of protein per day, 64 grams of fat per day. Okay? Proof again right there, carbs do not make you fat. Okay? That's my settings. And that is settings for fat loss. Okay? Keep in mind, a lot of you guys, especially females, are going to be eating about 600 calories less than me. So don't try and copy what I'm doing. Copy what fits into your calories. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. All this lines up. Now, diary. Click diary at the bottom left. Here we go. I enter all my columns into breakfast. It doesn't really matter. Remember, I told you, you could have all 2,300 calories for dinner. So why do I need to itemize? If you want to be more organized, sure, you can put it in separate categories, but I already know the truth that it doesn't matter when I eat these calories. As long as I don't exceed them, I'm going to lose weight. So, breakfast. I'm going to search for food. Most of this is in here by name brand. Finagle Bagel is what I had, and it was the Asiago cheese. There it is. Bang. All right, so that, I'm going to click the check mark at the top. It has 67 grams of carbs, 4.5 grams of fat, 13 grams of protein. I'm going to check it. Now, that's entered. At the top right, there is a macro wheel. It looks like a little pie chart at the top right. Click that. Okay, now look at this. This is just my macro wheel as of right now. Now look at the green. That's protein. The red is fat. The blue is carb. Okay? Don't freak out when your wheel looks skewed. You simply need to eat the other macros to offset the wheel. So look, I have a lot of blue. So wouldn't you say my next meal, I had better eat some more protein? Because I want this thing to look like a peace symbol. It should look like a blue and a green majority holding peace symbol with red at the bottom. So my next meal is going to be protein and fats because I have a lot of carbs as of right now. Now in the middle at the top, click nutrients. Look, my goal, I have 102 grams of protein left to eat. I have 220 grams of carbohydrates left to eat. Fats, I have 72 left to eat. So we're going to constantly keep spying on this wheel and nutrients and adding food items till we become balanced. So let's go back. Next, I'm going to add in, because that bagel didn't have a lot of protein, it had a little, I'm going to add in First Form protein. And there it is, the second item, 150 calories, 1 scoop, which I think they've adjusted now. It's actually 100 calories per scoop, so we probably need to find the updated one in there. However, I'm just going to enter that one for now, just for simplicity. So hit the check mark. Bang. I have 1,790 calories left to eat. So far, I've had a bagel and some protein, and I forgot one item. Cream cheese. Remember, you got to enter all items, even liquids, ancillary items. There it is, low fat. Oh, I got to put in low fat. Okay, there we go. I had right there 1 serving size of low fat. Check. Okay, let's spy on our macro wheel. I've got 1,720 calories left. Here's my macro wheel. See how that's a little more balanced? I'm getting closer to my percentages. Here's my nutrients. I'm getting a little closer. Now I'll just plan my next meal around these, and I'm going to enter everything. Butter. That's why it's like people tell me bulletproof coffee is good. Yeah, if you want a lot of calories, it doesn't do you anything for fat loss. Calories are the only thing that matter for fat loss. So here we go so far, my first 2 entries. Now here's another thing. This is great. Look at this. Coffee, which is why I drink this instead of pre-workout. Look at that. Black cup of coffee. You can have as much of that as you want. 2 calories. It really didn't adjust my day at all. So I just want to show you, you got to enter everything, okay? You can't skip things. Tracking on the weekends is still a big deal. Every single little thing counts. Like they tell you with finances, it's your little ancillary charges that add up. Your coffee, your little donut, stopping to get something at a gas station. That's what ultimately drains your account. It's the ancillary items, your dressings, putting on too much cream cheese, peanut butter, like all the little additives are really what's going to take away. Okay, now here's what I was talking about creating a game. This is a screenshot of the end of one of my days. So look where I landed. See how the green and blue make up the majority and the red is a small portion at the bottom? Yours won't be exact because I want you to set your carbs and proteins and fats to slightly different levels. You're just going to have to experiment. But this is a great showcase of the game. Getting my peace symbol balanced by the end of the day and getting my percentages to line up. So there's a perfect example right there. Now I'm going to continue tracking. This is my end goal. Look at my carbs, 221 grams, 67 grams of fat, 188 grams of protein. This is the end goal. So let's keep chipping away and let's see if I can complete this game by dinner time or by bedtime. All right, so here we are again, and you guys probably don't realize this, but I eat lunch a little later than most people, probably at like 2. So what I do is I like to fill the gap with something balanced to get me through to lunchtime, okay? So we're going to add another entry here. I've got 1,718 calories left. So we're going to add food, click the plus button. Breakfast, remember, because I don't really care where it goes in. This is one of my favorite go-to. Gladiator Smoothie Vanilla flavor, okay? This is just Smoothie King. I get the 20 ounce always. Why? Because if I get the 32 ounce, look at the calories. I'm more than likely giving up a meal for that thing. I don't want to give up a meal. If you want to do meal replacement and you're in a bind, sure. But this isn't a meal replacement for me. This is a balanced meal to reach my calorie goals and my protein goals. So I picked the 20 ounce. So like on the 32 ounce Friday deal, nah, no thanks. I get the 20 no matter what. Now watch this. 20, 45 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat, 6 carbs. Now they will always tell you to select 2 fruits. Don't do that because in my opinion, that's like banana and strawberry. That's just carb on carb. I will get the banana. So look, let's add that in. Now, they're still going to ask me for 2 fruits. Remember, you have to enter all things. Banana is my first one, and it's part of a banana because I asked them how much banana goes in that thing. So there it is, 1/2 of a raw banana. Check. That's fruit 1. Then what I tell them is give me peanut butter, okay? Peanut butter, I enter that in. It is 1.3 tablespoons. How do I know that? Because I'm going to give you the eye chart to eye it up by your hand, and you need to ask them what goes in it. So there's peanut butter. Now, why do I do that? I do that because now I have protein, carb, and fat. So look, the smoothie itself is 230 with protein included. Then I have a banana for carbs. And then I have peanut butter for fat. Now I have a balanced meal, leaving me with 1,300 calories left for the rest of the day. Remember, spy on your pie chart. See where you landed. Look at that. Now remember, you don't have to be balanced like this as a peace symbol till the end of the day, till you're about to go to sleep. So if you're off balance by this point, don't worry. Click nutrients. It's showing me what I have left. Look, I am crushing the protein goal there. Carbs, I'm way short. Fat, I'm a little short. So when you guys do this, I think you'll find out you are massively short on protein, right? This is just because I'm gamifying this thing and trying to beat the wheel. Look at my percentages. I'm getting close, and I can balance a lot more with my next few meals. All right, this is extremely annoying, but look, it's going to happen to you guys. See, I just finished my smoothie, but I noticed something. When I go to nutrients, it said I only had like I'm almost to my protein goal. I know that can't be right. My carbohydrate goal, the total and fats is off. That's because this thing thinks it's smarter than us. Okay, so what we got to do, it's almost like it's irritated that we have the cheat code. So what you need to go back to is the main screen, click your profile, update goals. Look what it did when I go to nutrition goals, calorie, carb, protein, fat goals. My weight is still correct, but look at this. It jumped me to 50% carb, 25 protein, 25 fat. Why? Because it thinks it's smarter than I am. Because it's basing it on some algorithm that is what they think is conducive to weight loss. We're doing this off calories and our own method. Okay, so we got to turn this little code of theirs off. So I need to go back to what I originally had it set on, which was 45, 35. Actually, it was 40, 30, 25. You don't have to do this, but remember, I gave you ranges for all of this stuff. So that's where I need mine because I've been doing it for a while, and that's where I feel good. Now look at this, 2,300, 45, 30, 25. Now it's correct. Now, when I go back to my nutrients, now look, I'm actually a little bit off still with protein. I'm still off with fat. I'm still off with carbs. So they just keep checking to make sure your settings are right and this thing doesn't try to override you. All right, back to food logs. Now I did that Gladiator and that served as like part of a meal. So I still have to eat a real lunch. It's about 2 p.m. And I don't typically do this, but I went as basic as it gets and got a Publix turkey sub, but I did half. So I'm going to look on here for 0.5. Here's 0.5. Or what you guys can do, look, if you go back, a full Publix turkey sub, number of servings, I could do it myself, 0.5. Boom, there it is, 360 calories, which works great because my smoothie was about 350 calories. So that keeps me about a full meal right there. Carbs, fats, proteins, we're going to enter it. I didn't do any sauces or anything crazy. Remember, I don't really get into all those ancillary items. It's just excess calories that I don't really need. I have 942 calories left for dinner after that sub, that half sub. That's my lunch. So let's go and spy on the wheel. Here we go. Carbs, I'm looking great so far. Okay. Protein, I'm really good at 118 grams. Fats, I can still eat a little more, which is great because that one seems to add up the quickest. Okay, it's also one of the highest calorie per gram macros, so we got to be careful with the fats. So let's click nutrients. There we go. We are getting really close. I've got 55 grams of protein left. I'll get there no problem. Remember, there's no harm in eating excess protein. There's only harm in excess calories when we are talking fat loss. Let's keep this going. So far, so good. Okay, now back to the app. I just realized I've got to produce and cut this thing to get it out to you guys in time for Tuesday. So, ignore the time up top. Typically, my afternoons don't really change because I'm home and I pretty much have a routine down. So here is what we do. I need something in this gap and I have enough calories to work with. Now, if I don't have enough calories to work with, I wouldn't do this in between, but it's my pre-list here. We are going to do another serving of First Form. Okay, we're going to add that. And then I do First Form greens because none of us really eat enough veggies. So I just make sure I get that in. It's super low calorie. Opti greens. There we go. Okay, so we're going to enter that. Now that leaves me 764 for dinner and some fun, either dessert or my go-to, some bourbon. So I'll show you that here in the next step. All right, so I just had that protein. We're going to spy on my wheel really quick. Look at that, 166 carbs, 144 of protein. My percentages are looking good. Let's go to nutrients, okay? Look at that. I am almost there with protein. Carbs, I'm still short. Fat, I'm still a little short. So we are going to enter what I just showed you, which is a chicken, rice, and veggie dish. Now, I don't weigh my food. I just know by that hand chart what 4 ounces of chicken is. Okay, so it's about the size of my fist. So we're going to enter that chicken. And we just look for, it's just grilled chicken. And we look for the right ounces. There it is at the top. 4 ounces, 22 grams of protein, 100 calories. Okay, now rice. I had a serving of rice. How do I know that? Because I eyed it up with the size of my hand. And it's white rice, which is about a half a cup. There we go. Now veggies, I don't really enter. You can. There it is. Yellow zucchini. You can have as much veggies as you want. But I'm going to enter it anyway just to show you. And then look at that, 518 left. We go to my wheel. I'm looking really good on there. Look at that, protein pretty much done. So I don't have to worry about protein for the rest of the night. Carbs, I still have 62 grams to get in, and I could still get in some fat. All right, so I just had that protein. We're going to spy on my wheel really quick. Look at that, 166 carbs, 144 of protein. My percentages are looking good. Let's go to nutrients, okay? Look at that. I am almost there with protein. Carbs, I'm still short. Fat, I'm still a little short. So we are going to enter what I just showed you, which is a chicken, rice, and veggie dish. Now, I don't weigh my food. I just know by that hand chart what 4 ounces of chicken is, okay? So it's about the size of my fist. So we're going to enter that chicken. And we just look for, it's just grilled chicken. And we look for the right ounces. There it is at the top. 4 ounces, 22 grams of protein, 100 calories. Okay, now rice. I had a serving of rice. How do I know that? Because I eyed it up with the size of my hand. And it's white rice, which is about a half a cup. There we go. Now veggies, I don't really enter. You can. There it is. Yellow zucchini. You can have as much veggies as you want. But I'm going to enter it anyway just to show you. And then look at that, 518 left. We go to my wheel. I'm looking really good on there. Look at that, protein pretty much done. So I don't have to worry about protein for the rest of the night. Carbs, I still have 62 grams to get in, and I could still get in some fat. All right, back to the list and what I just showed you, some bourbon. Every shot is about 1.5 ounces. That was Angel's Envy, which is my favorite. There it is. It's on my quick list, 3 ounces, which is 2 shots. Okay. However, we'll have 2 drinks usually per night. Bang. There we go. 414 calories. Let's enter that. I've got 104 calories remaining. Now, I'm going to leave those 100 up there. I usually leave 50 or 100 for margin of error because I'm not weighing my food. You don't have to do that. But I usually leave just a little bit. And remember, as long as I don't hit maintenance, which is 2,800 calories, as long as I don't hit that, I am in a fat burning zone. So I can stay between 23 and 28. We don't want to go lower than 23 because remember the 20% deficit is usually the maximum that you want to do. So as long as I'm between 23 and 28, I'm burning fat. It just depends upon how aggressively. We don't want to go more aggressive than 20%. Let's just say if I wanted this thing to be perfect, I would have a little more carbs and I would have a little more fats. I'm a little low on my fats. I'm about 1% off on my carbs. I'm over protein, which is totally fine. Look at that. It formed a peace symbol. Let's just say I wanted it to be perfect. I would add peanut butter and some crackers. There's my peanut butter. Add that on there. See, now I'm 19 calories over. Let's check this wheel. It put me a little closer to where I need to be. Look at that. 42% out of 45, 22% out of 25, and I'm 36 out of 30. However, it doesn't matter if you go over on a macro, only your calories. So I ended up with 2319 for the day.